Okay, going to be starting a little bit early today. So good morning, everyone. I'm just going to double check that the stream is working. It seems like we have excellent streaming conditions at the moment. So let me just double check that that's actually correct, and we will get started. Awesome. So good morning, everyone. Awesome. And let's go. So good morning, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to Chloethedev Unfiltered. Basically, this is a stream where I will be digging into random Web3 tech topics. On Mondays, I will be attempting to dig into some MetaPool information. And so MetaPool is here. It is a multi-chain liquid staking protocol, allows you to take your layer 1 tokens, let's say, or your tokens from Near, Aurora, Solana. There's a bunch of chains up here. So Near, Aurora, Ethereum, Solana, and Q. It seems like Solana might be, I see gray here, not green, so I'm assuming Solana might be offline at the moment. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I haven't even... Actually, I think I do have Solana connected. I think one of these, previously I did try and set this up. I did want to try and show Solana on one of these streams. So here you go. I do have, so okay, I think it's just telling me what I'm logged in with. So Solana now is green. I'm logged in. Let's get back to Near. So one discrepancy I'm noticing right away is that there's actually a MetaPool.app application which has the new mpDAO token. And here it's saying I have 65,000 voting power. I have 13,000 mpDAO tokens locked. And if you go to your votes, or my votes, you can see I've voted all of my tokens for Ready Layer 1. This is the team that also runs Shard Dog. A lot of amazing onboarding happening from the Ready Layer 1 team. So I was like, you know what? Let's support their validator and support that community. So off the bat, that's one use case for the mpDAO token. The estimated APY, which I should find out next week. So at the end of every month, here I can open my studio now and see more information for the chat and what you guys have to say. If anyone does have comments, I should be able to. There you go. So good morning, Earthlings. GM. So on MetaPool, yes, there's 63% APY, and so if you deposit your mpDAO tokens into the platform and you vote and you take part in governance, you will be eligible to earn some ST Near. So it seems like with my current voting, it seems like I should earn around 3 ST Near a month, which is pretty good. It's around $30, I think, USD a month. We can go to app.reffinance and we can check the price of ST Near. So this is just Ref Finance is the decentralized exchange for the Near ecosystem, the most used one. And so we can change the top token to ST Near. We can see what 3 ST Near would look like. And I have Ledger selected, so I can uncheck Ledger and it'll find me a route. So yeah, around $30, 30 USDC would be that value. So that's for the mpDAO token, but there was a previous token that was launched with MetaPool called Meta. And so there is still an old .metapool.app page. I'll actually share this one into the chat if people want to follow along and check out this page. So this is the page where you can actually lock your Meta tokens, right? So this is a bit it's a bit confusing, but you can lock your Meta tokens, and once that lockup period is over, you'll receive mpDAO. So it's going to migrate the tokens for you. So as you can see here, there's a bit of a discrepancy. On my new Meta Pool dashboard, it says I have 13,000 mpDAO and 65,000 voting power. On the old voting dashboard, it's showing similar information, but not the same. So I will do my best to open this up, but you can already see here, So here it's showing a lower APY. This is older information. So hey there, Clara, and hey there, Kwame, GM. Glad to have you on the call. Glad to have you all here. Nedlar, glad to have you here as well. And so, yeah, I do have, again, this is a bit confusing. There's a bit of discrepancy here. On the new MetaPool page, it shows that I have 0 mpDAO, which is correct. I have 0 mpDAO in my account. On the old MetaPool page, it shows that I have 1,300 meta tokens. So I will be distributing these meta tokens to people that are here in the chat. So thank you for coming up and coming out and showing up. But there is a bit of confusion here, and I do want to clarify. So if someone from the community or someone from the chat gets some meta tokens, I want to try and clarify how they could use them and how they can get involved. So you'd have to go to the old .metapool.app page to be able to use these meta tokens. You'd have to go to My Votes. We'll need to log in first, of course, with your Near account. I'm logged in right now with Chloethedev.near. And here it says your migration to mpDAO is completed. So because of this, I actually am unable with this account to migrate the meta I have in my account. So if you know Nedlaw or Kwame, I know you guys got some meta tokens last week. I think I gave out 81.9. I can give out more this week, but you will not be able to use the same account if you already migrated. I would call it a UX bug at least. It definitely degrades the user experience, but there is workarounds. For example, you can log in with a different account, send the tokens there, and migrate. And if anyone has any questions, I can try showing this live. But I showed it last week how you would do that, and so you can go back to last week's video and check that out yourself. A larger discrepancy, though, is that when you look at my votes, right, I'm logged in here with Chloethedev.near. I am logged in on the new site with Chloethedev.near. So you would assume that because the voting power is the same, who I'm voting for would also be the same. This actually is not correct. So when you look at my votes, it says that I'm voting for Near Week with 60,000 tokens. It says that I have 5,000 additional voting power available. And so if I go to validators and I try and vote for one of these validators, so let's see, let's let it, so it's loading now. So Crypto Garrick, he is someone who's on the gaming DAO under the NDC, also runs a validator. And so when I click this, sadly, we don't get much information. So one of the pieces of feedback I gave back to the MetaPool team is that if they want everyday people to be voting more often and being more engaged with voting, they should probably have something like, there's a whole empty section of the page here. And I think it would be awesome, even for people who own that validator, to be able to write some extra information about themselves, about their validator, and some information, like I showed previously, comes directly from the blockchain. So if I go to nearblocks.io and I search up, where are we? I always forget exactly where, I think it might be here after the page loads. So active validators. So I'll share this page as well into the chat. And yes, morning, Nedlar. So I'll share this page into the chat. You can see, you know, how much stake each validator has, what's the change in the amount of Near tokens staked to the validator, the fees, the uptime. A lot of information is here. If we look up, oops, so Control F, crypto, oops. Let's see. Can we see more? There's 468 validators found. So I think we're going to need to scroll down a little bit. A lot of great validators here. Let's see. Not on the second page. Wow, there are so many more validators than there used to be. We used to only have 70 validators in the Near ecosystem, but you have Sweatcoin, you have Aurora validator here, which is great to see. Let's keep looking for Crypto Garrick. Not on this page either. Wow. I'm going to have to give up on this. There's 19 pages of validators apparently, which is awesome to see, but it does make it a little more difficult to find them. It's saying he's not on this page either. Wow. Let's see. Let's keep going down. Nope. I might leave this for another day. It might not be worth... These are all active validators too. This is wild. Okay. We'll go to at least the 10th page. We'll go all the way down. We'll try and find this cryptogaric and see if we can find some information. But if you check any of these validators, if you are the node owner, please feel free to fill all data to promote your own node. And there's examples how to do this. So if you look at this, there's a GitHub page. Oh, well that's, anyways, I'm not going to log into GitHub right now. But some of these nodes, well, none of these lower nodes, I guess. Wow, that's a bit sad. People aren't knowing that they can set their data. But I thought cryptogaric would have his data set. Let's see. So this one, for example, has a country set. So if I look into this, I'll probably see some social media data and some descriptions. So this data can be automatically ported over to MetaPool. I did want to find cryptogaric though, which it does not seem I'll be able to. Oh, Build DAO has a pool. I didn't know that. Okay, well, I lied, and I'm gonna. Although I will message Build DAO and I'll say, hey, you guys need to actually add your data. But they have 8 delegators, which is cool. And so let's try and see if we can support Build DAO. Okay, so Build DAO is here. They have 20,000 votes. Let's add to their, they got 446 NEAR added to their validator. So if you've heard of Build DAO, it's an active community in the NEAR ecosystem supporting builders and developers. So if you have some voting power, you can find validators that you care about and you could vote for them. So I can assign my max voting power, I can vote, it'll redirect to the wallet, to Chloethedev. I'm actually not sure if this is going to work, but let's see. And once the transaction goes through, I approve it, and we are good to go. So now I've used all my voting power. It actually did work. So this is actually very weird to me. We're going to try something very fun right now to see if it's a bug. But it says right now that Build DAO went up from 446 to now 560. We all saw this happen, hopefully. It was all live. Now, I'll go to the new page. Again, this is the exact same account with the exact same voting power that I've put to Regular 1. I'm going to unvote because Regular 1 has a lot of vote towards them already. And I'm going to try and vote for Build DAO, which has a lot smaller of a community. Only 8 delegators and only 500 NEAR added to their validator. So now, let's go back to validators. Again, this is the new site, so using mpDAO tokens, we're going to go into Build DAO. Interesting. So it really is, that's so wild. 2 different pages. So this one is really just using the old token, giving 560. Very cool, very interesting. I don't know how that works. But this new page seems to show completely different information. And that's kind of what I wanted to show. So it seems a bit confusing to me still, how this is working. But you can see completely different amounts, right? So we're going to use our max, vote for this validator, go through the exact same flow, and we're going to see how the values differ. But clearly, there's a lot of discrepancy, and I'm sure the team is still working on how to best migrate, but it seems like the migration is still ongoing between Meta and mpDAO. So here it says there is 7 million votes, 0 NEAR currently staked, whatever that is supposed to mean. And I will try and refresh the page. Sorry, the Solana wallet keeps wanting to connect every time I refresh. But if we go back to Build DAO, yeah, it's saying MetaPool has staked 0 NEAR. It's saying there's 7 million votes, which is awesome. It's saying they assigned 117,000 near because of the performance of the validator, and then by votes 168,000 near. So actually quite a lot of near being delegated to Build DAO. But a little bit of discrepancy. I'm not going to spend too much time going through that currently. I just wanted to showcase that if you're logging in and you get some meta and you go to the old MetaPool DAO site and you're seeing some discrepancy with the new MetaPool site, don't worry too much about it right now. As long as you are on the old site and you are active in voting, everything should eventually transfer over to the new site. And so what I would suggest, I mean, to anyone that gets some meta, so again, you could already start dropping your near accounts. So, I mean, you know, Kwame, Nedlar, Clara, whoever else might be here watching, Vibav, please feel free to share your near accounts in the chat, and I will distribute some meta tokens to you. So here in my account, I have around 1,300 meta, and I'm planning on distributing them. Of course, if you've already done a lockup, you will not be able to lock up again. You'll have to go send those meta tokens to a new account, do the lockup there. What I would suggest is doing a 30-day lockup. 30 days is the shortest amount of time you're able to do a lockup for your meta tokens. And after those 30 days, which I will show in a few days, right? In about 25 days. Thank you, Clara. So let's do it right away. Lovely. Easy. Copy, paste, send, meta 281.9. Why not? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. 218. It doesn't like me today. 218.19. There we go. And then to Clara. Doesn't like that. For some reason, my screen does not like copying and pasting from YouTube, but that's all right. CladaCopy.near 218.19 meta. Pretty easy to send. I've been liking the Meteor wallet a lot more recently. I'm used to using like the Miner wallet, but there you go. Finished there. Medlar 7.near 281.19 7.near. Wonderful. So if anyone else would like to receive some meta tokens, please feel free to drop your near account. I'll transfer those over, and you could, test out going through this flow on your own. Going to the old MetaPool site, locking up. Again, I would suggest 30 days. So after the 30 days, you'll unlock your position. Your tokens will be mpDAO tokens, and you'll stop using the old MetaPool site. You'll start using the normal MetaPool site, and you'll engage again. In order to get the APY and all the rewards, you'll have to be voting, and you'll have to be engaging in governance. So you can't just own the tokens, you have to actually engage in order to actually earn any rewards. And at the time, you'll be able to just withdraw your rewards at the end of the month. So I'll show this next week anyways, what it looks like to withdraw your rewards. And before 30 days are up, I will show what it looks like to withdraw from a position and move forward that way. So that hopefully explains kind of a little bit of discrepancies you might see. If you've received some meta tokens or you get them from elsewhere, you find some on an old account somewhere, this is the process you would go through, which I showed last week as well. We haven't seen many grants yet. So like I showed, I was going to spend some time here going through some of the old grant proposals. I don't think it's too helpful to do so. I think the most, if anyone here wants to actually submit a grant for MetaPool DAO, it does not have to be only for Ethereum, only for Near. So you can submit a grant to support the Ethereum ecosystem, Solana ecosystem, Web3 in general. If you want to do educational content, if you want to host an event, if you want to do some development work. Honestly, thank you, Kwame, Caymans.near. So you can submit grants to 1.8.19 Caymans here. You can submit grant proposals for a number of initiatives. And again, last week during the stream, I went through a lot of the documentation. So again, if you're looking for the information, you go to the MetaPool site, old or new, right? Old site or the new site, either way is the same. You come to the bottom of this sidebar into the bottom right of the sidebar, and it'll show you the documentation for MetaPool. So I'll share that in the chat as well. Might be helpful to read through. And then honestly, it can be a bit daunting or a bit difficult to look through everything on this sidebar. I do plan to spend a few minutes every day or every week during these streams going through some of the documentation. But the easiest thing to do sometimes can be go to the search bar, search up, grant, and you'll see this grants section here. So, mpDAO grants or just grants in general. A lot of information here, but you can information about the grants, information about the treasury, where the treasury comes from. So where does the funding come from for these grants is also here. Guidelines is probably what most people would be looking for. So again, I'll share the guidelines. And so basically what happens is you read through these guidelines first, I would suggest, and all the information. So I went through this last week. There's the guidelines, there's the voting timeline. And then once you feel like you have an understanding, I would suggest not stopping here. I would suggest continuing to go through how are the grants approved, right? Lots of information here. What should I include in my proposal? Lots of information here. Additional considerations, right? A lot of information to go through. And then you could also look through all the past grantees, how much funding they received, and all that information. So I did go through all of this last week. I'm not going to go through it again. But after you feel comfortable and confident with all the information there, there's a form you can go through as well. So this is just a Google form where you get whitelisted. So basically what happens is, let's say Claudia is a content creator. Maybe Claudia's like, okay, I think it would be pretty cool to create some short 30-second to 1-minute videos about how to get involved with MetaPool, maybe going over some areas of the documentation that could be interesting. So for example, MetaPool is trying to get more people to apply to whitelist for grants right now. And maybe Claudia was like, okay, you know what? There's probably like 4 or 5 different flows that I think I can make videos on. Maybe, how to get mpDAO tokens on Ethereum, or on how to get Meta on mpDAO on Ethereum, maybe one video on how to lock up your Meta tokens to the old Meta site, maybe one video about how to whitelist for grants, and maybe another video about how to stake your Aurora and earn rewards, right? Just 4 general videos. And for this, maybe Claudia wants to try and get whitelisted so that her proposal idea, which would be to make these videos about these 4 different flows, and maybe earn, let's say, $250 for each video, so $1,000 in total. So what Claudia would be submitting would be information. Again, I went through all this last week, so again, go to that previous video to get more information. But what Claudia would do would try and get whitelisted, which would mean that her proposal would show up on this, this UI for voting. So soon, right, we're going to see, so June 3rd is when proposal submission is over. So I assume around June 4th, we will see an mpDAO grant number 7 for June 2024, right? And under this, we'll see Claudia's proposal with all the extra information. So again, it'll have the about section, it'll have the goals, like maybe community education. It'll have, how is Claudia going to fully achieve this? Maybe she'll do some research first. Maybe she'll work with other people in the ecosystem to get some content, and then maybe she'll post the content on X, tagging mpDAO and tagging Near, and tagging Ethereum and Aurora maybe as well, and Solana. And how much funds would be maybe $1,000, right? $250 for each video. In here you'll see the representative, so that would be Near account, cloud.near, and then whatever location, maybe if you're working on a specific region, South America, Brazil, or wherever else, maybe it's global because it's global education. Maybe it's education in Spanish or Portuguese, or however you want to do it, right? That could be what you do. It could be the native tongue that you speak. Maybe you've seen content in English or in Spanish, but you want to change it to content for your local area. And then documents. So this is kind of the actual Google document you applied with usually. So this is the actual. You can actually see all the proposals that other groups applied with. And again, this is a great use case for. Someone's in the doc. I think it's quite cute. So you can use this information again, not to copy it, right? But you can use tools like GPT-4, other AI tools to be like, hey, I'm trying to work on this. Proposal for mpDAO, can you help me out? Here are some other examples that got approved, right? So you can take your time going through the top proposals in every round. So this is the most recent round. Maybe you'll look at these 3 proposals, and maybe for the next round for November, you'll look at maybe these 2 proposals, and you can go through all of them, take out some of the best information. Use that to help formulate your documentation, your proposal, and then submit in this proposal. So relatively straightforward. You can pretty much apply for 1 second. Talking too much. You can pretty much apply for almost anything that supports the Web3 and MetaPool ecosystem. I think is really cool. I personally will not be applying for June grant round. I'm supporting another project near Antigua, which is going to submit. We're going to submit our proposal this week to get whitelisted. But I do plan on submitting a proposal the month after for July for these MetaPool Mondays right here. So I'm hoping to get funding for the editors and content creators that support me in this. And also, it would be great to get some funding so I can continue distributing mpDAO tokens to members. So these meta tokens, I kind of just had them laying around somewhere, and it was kind of a hassle to put them to a third account and migrate and all of that. So I think I already have some migrated on my Chloe.near account, and so if I have Chloe.near, Chloethedev.near, a third account, it gets kind of cumbersome to manage. But if I can get some mpDAO tokens, then I can distribute to people that view, and they can directly get involved. Maybe we can have some guides for them, and we can show them live how to get involved. So I'm not going to spend too much time going today. Yes, love the hearts. I always want to try and give back both education and economically to the community. We've been going for a little bit here. I do have a root canal in about an hour, so not going to stream for too long today. But this is a Chloethedev Unfiltered stream, not just for MetaPool. So I'm probably going to leave it at that, actually, for the MetaPool Monday section of today's stream. This discrepancy was pretty interesting. But it is what it is. I hope you guys get involved with your meta tokens and let me know how it goes as well. If anyone here wants to get involved with content creation, I know a lot of people here have written research papers. They're from the Research Collective, so you can write a small research paper, right? Maybe you can use funding from the Research Collective to do a alumni bounty, right? And then also add on and say, hey, I'm already getting funding from the NRC to do a research bounty. I would love to add on to my research and make it more extensive. Maybe you get in a group of people. So maybe, Nevlar, Kwame, get in a group and apply together. I think there's many ways to get involved. But there's so much historical information. Like AVB, for example, if you know of him, has put out some information about how many people actually converted their meta into mpDAO. How much meta is out there that's going to get burned because it hasn't been transferred. How much mpDAO tokens are about to get unlocked in the next month or two and might hit the exchanges. This is all information that could be looked up. It's all on chain. It might take some time to go through, but again, we have tools like AI and GPT-4, which can help you look up this information. And a lot of it's on dashboards. So I have not looked up this information myself very recently. So it must not be here specifically. Dashboard. There we go. It is not here, sadly. There is a page somewhere. I'll try and find it for next week that shows all this information. AVB was showing it on his streams, and so I did look it up once. I did not save the page. But there are dashboards that show how much Meta was unlocked, how much mpDAO is locked, when it's going to be unstaked. So all this information is publicly available. You do not need to code to find it. Someone else already did the coding and made the dashboard, so that could be viable research to publish and then try and get a grant for. Some other general information that I wanted to share. So this is a pretty random one. I hope we see more tokens here. So for example, when mpDAO, when there's more mpDAO tokens on Ref Finance, so for example, if you go to app.ref.finance, the DEX for the Near ecosystem, you will actually not be able to find, so let's say you were using USDC, or let's say you were even using Near, let's keep it really simple. You have some Near tokens and you want to buy some mpDAO tokens. It actually does not exist. You cannot, it's not whitelisted, you can't find it, and that's because there's not much or not any unlocked mpDAO yet in the ecosystem, which is a bit confusing, a bit complicated. If I can't really get some and send it to people, again, that could be a confusion for a lot of users. But what you can find is Meta, as an example, right? So you can find some Meta, and the slippage is quite insane. So even for one Near into Meta, well, you gotta let it load. Actually, I don't know why it's taking this long. Okay, so one Near, you'll get around 200 Meta, right? Which actually isn't that bad. It seems like the slippage is, the pool fee is 1%, which is insane. Seems like, wow, someone must have made a new pool for Meta and trying to earn some money off of it. I love to see it, right? It's a decentralized ecosystem. If you try and do 10, okay, so someone made a pool so that it seems like you are able to buy Meta now pretty easily, which is amazing. I think someone found their Meta, probably made a pool so they can earn money off people buying and selling regardless of the price. And so you are able to now acquire Meta relatively easily without too much price impact, which is good to see. I'm glad someone decided to do this. But again, if you acquire Meta, you can only migrate once. I want to be very clear about that. I know some people, it confused me at first. I know some people might, like for example, if you just got some Meta from me, for example, and you've already migrated, you can't just buy some more Meta and migrate with the same account. You'll have to buy that Meta, send it to a new account, and migrate there. Just trying to be explicitly clear. If you have any questions or comments, it gets difficult, let me know. But that's one of the reasons. So when mpDAO is available, hopefully we'll be able to see. So this is an application called deltatrade.ai. So nothing I say here is financial advice. Not the Meta Pool stuff, not the Meta, not the mpDAO, not this Delta trade, none of it. I'm not saying anyone should be investing into any of this. These are things that I think are interesting. That's why I dig into them, and it's called Unfiltered because it's just me live streaming, finding bugs, finding inconsistencies, or finding cool things that are interesting to share. So the market is down a bit in general on Near, so the profit is down as well, which is interesting. But here you are able to actually see different people's trading. So if you are interested in DeFi, but maybe DeFi is a bit confusing for you, or you don't really like looking at the markets all the time, every 5 minutes checking the prices, what Delta Trade allows you to do is deposit tokens, and it will do trading strategies automatically for you. So for example, there's a lot of meme coins that are available to trade with. I'm going to stick to Near for now to keep it straightforward. But basically, you can see different trading strategies and how they've been doing over the past, few days, few weeks, and you can copy them. So let's say this trading strategy is up 200% apparently. This one's up 200%, 200%, 196%. Let's just go with the top one, right? Let's just see. This one looks pretty interesting. We're going to copy the strategy. So this is interesting. I think this is just a help. This is cute. I think there's just a how-to section pop up. So first, set up your configuration. Next, running bots. Oh, this is so cute. It tells you how to do it, and then you can close your vault and then get your funds back. Aww. Oh snap. If you click open transaction, it's going to try and copy it exactly, I think. Oh no, it didn't. That's good. So this is what the person has already done. So this is the strategy that we're already seeing, right? So ooh, someone fat-fingered near all the way down to, oh wow, someone sold a lot of near, eh? Down to 760 last night. Ooh, 769. That's why the RPC nodes were overloaded this morning. Anyways, I love how you can see it too. You can see that this happened May. Oh, that was a while ago. Never mind. I'm not looking at the right chart. Let's see. And it has a pretty good, there you go. It's a little better. Oh no, 27th of May. This isn't my time zone though. UTC. Can I change? Oh, you could even change this. Cute. There you go. I didn't think it was a couple days ago. Yeah, 9 a.m. this morning. Yeah, see? I woke up. The nodes are overloaded. The RPC nodes were overloaded. I can tell that there was a price change. And you can see here someone fat-fingered near and sold down from, they thought near was high enough for them. So near was at 782. They were like, okay, that's good. And, obviously it looks like a fat finger because in the same time period, let's go zoom in a little bit to the 5-minute chart so it's a bit easier to see. Yeah, you can see how the price was here. You can see a little wick coming all the way down. That's the volume. So quite a bit of volume on this trade. And it wicked down. Okay, I guess it only wicked down to 773, right? But you can tell this is the volume. This is how much volume there was on that trade, which is pretty crazy. It's a huge sell. A huge buy. My bad. Anyways, we're gonna stop looking at charts that closely. I don't trade anymore. That's not something I want. But the point is, you can use whatever trading information you have, whatever knowledge you have or don't have. And you can copy the strategy exactly. So what this strategy is going to do is from a lower limit of 7.8. So right now we are at 7.79. So this would not be in range. There would be no activity happening on this bot at the moment because you are not in range. And I'll show you an example that I put up recently so that you can see how it works. The upper limit is 8.5. So again, if near goes above 8.5, there'll be no activity for the bot. Okay. So the reason people keep their ranges tight is so that there's more capital efficiency, which basically means that the capital that's outside of that range isn't just sitting there doing nothing. All of your capital is stuck in that range. Again, I'll show you an example soon. Grids is 2. So that's kind of crazy. That means that it's going to be buying and selling huge amounts in that range. So some people don't like trading a lot or very often, or they don't like their bots making lots of trades. So if you think that near is going to be very volatile and just bounce back and forth, this might be useful as well. And then quantity per grid is 1. So there's going to be 1 near, so 2 near total in this grid. So there's going to be 2 spots, right? So the grid only has 2 spots, and there's going to be 1 near at each spot. And so you can name your vault, say how long it's going to be valid for, so 360 days or 160 days or you just 60 days, and choose your slippage. I would suggest a lower slippage rate, but for example, if you're using an altcoin or a meme coin, you might want higher slippage to make sure your trade goes through, especially if you're using larger trading sizes or less grids. You might want this. So again, this is someone else's strategy. I have my position here. It says active, which is somewhat true. It's active in the sense that it's going to expire in 179 days. It is not active in the sense that my range is from 7.81 to 9. So this is like a bullish strategy. I'm assuming near is going to stay above 7.8. Again, so it dropped a bit, but as you can see, it's coming up a little bit. It was at 7.79 when I looked at this earlier. Now it's at 7.8, and as long as it goes back to 7.81, we should be good. So you can see more information about my grid that I put up. And I do have a referral code for this. I don't usually like sharing that type of stuff, but I guess technically It's my stream, so it's not that crazy to be sharing my own information. And this didn't even work to share it so far. So, anyways, oh, that's so weird. When you hit share, it puts it on Twitter. That's why. Anyways, you could see my details more clearly, right? So I tried to purposely make an investment where I'm only putting NEAR in, not USDC. So my total profit is down $4 because, again, the NEAR price has gone down since then, which arguably it works for the bot. You can kind of see how it works in a second. My sizes is 0.81, and the number of grids is 30. Personally, I like just knowing that there's more trades happening on the network, and so that's kind of how I set mine up. Now the record is what I think is actually, so these are my open orders. So I have orders to sell NEAR at, you know, $9, 8.9, 8.9, 8.8, 8.8, right, all the way down. So the bot did this for me. The bot is saying we're going to sell NEAR at all of these prices, and you can see how much USDC you'll get and all that information, right? Now, this is where my history is. You can see the trades that the bot already made since yesterday. And so again, I started this bot a bit higher, and so with NEAR around $8. And so again, I started at $8, and the bot automatically bought NEAR at 7.97, 7.93, 7.89, 7.85, 7.81. That's my lowest price. Now when NEAR goes back to 7.81, right, I have an order to sell that same NEAR that I bought at 7.81 at 7.85. Okay, so hopefully that's clear how the bot would actually make profits, right? Because the bot is buying at, for example, 7.81, and it's going to sell at 7.85, that'll be 0.04 NEAR profits, right? Or, you know, the value might be in USDC, whatever, but that'll be the profit margin. And then you can see that again, I'm going to sell at 7.89, and then the trade history is that I bought at 7.85. So again, 0.04 NEAR earned off of every off of every kind of box trade. So it's a very, very, very simple strategy. It is not very complex. It's just basically just boxing the trades. It works the best when tokens are ranging in a certain price. So for example, NEAR has been ranging. If you actually look at the, let's zoom out on the 30-minute chart. And you can see that NEAR has been ranging between, you can even zoom out quite a bit. So if we look at since the pump, right, we've seen NEAR ranging from around $7, right, even here. It's been a while. Like, I need a longer chart. There you go, 1 hour chart, much more helpful. So there was a huge pump a long time ago. It's not even showing me. This is March though. So where was the pump? Here we go. We had a little dip down to $4 again. So here, it seems as though between $6 and $8, NEAR has been ranging there for at least the full month, right? So it seems like if you put a simple strategy to go from $6 to $8, that would have been, quite a decent amount of range going back and forth. Obviously you don't want your bot going out of range, all the other things. And again, you can use GPT-4 to start asking questions about box trading strategies. You can say, hey, I have a trading strategy that allows me to, deposit. Actually, that'd be kind of fun. So you can just copy and paste this, right? Chat, OpenAI. Sorry if I have other stuff that's here. Let's open a new chat and close my history. So, I can set up a box trading strat with these settings. Can you look up the historical price of NEAR token from a site like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and potentially provide me a good strategy. I'm not even sure that'll work. But I definitely use this. I know CoinGecko does have historical prices, so if that didn't work, you could, again, this is not financial advice, this is just, again, I find it interesting how these tools can come together and support, like, for example, I hope to add the MarmaJ token here. I will definitely be doing MarmaJ box strategies just for fun. I think it's interesting. Actually, how far is near now? Top 10 yet? No. Where are we? Ooh, 19. I do like that number though. So you can click this, you can go to historical data, and it'll show you all the historical prices. So let's go back here. It says example order placements, buy orders, sell orders, and then so this isn't correct, right? So I'd say I need info for how many grids to place and the range to place them in. Also grid size in year. Okay, so it does seem to have historical data. So I need market volatility, desired profitability. Okay, so it's saying maybe we try between 750 and 850. It's saying that maybe we do, there's different numbers you can do. Again, depends how much tokens that you have. So maybe you want to do 20 grids, 50 grids, or 100 grids. But again, that might change how much tokens you're getting. So now it's doing all the math for you. It's saying, okay, well, if you do this many grids, you might have to use this much near. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this forever, but it's an example of how you can take the historical data. So it already did this for you. So it's saying, there was some days at the beginning that were down to like $6. So maybe I'd add that. I could take this information, I can add it in, right? And I can say, some days, near was under 750. Do you think maybe we should lower the, what's it called again? Lower the lower limit. And in my opinion, GPT-4 will not give you the best trading strategies. The best strategies will come from learning what this actually means and then altering it yourself and testing it yourself. But what this can do is explain what it means. Explain what the lower limit means, how changing grid sizes will alter your trades or your profitability. It might be able to take historical information and let you know, okay, based on historical data, how much profit might I have gotten in the past month if I chose certain sizes or certain grid sizes or whatever else. So that's where I think AI is useful to do the math for you, for example. So now it's saying, to capture dips, you might want a lower limit to allow a higher sell range, and then again, it'll go through all the information. So I just wanted to quickly go over this page. Again, I think if you already have some meme coins, right, this could be an interesting way to support them with some extra volume. Again, I'm not really talking much about profitability here. And as you can see, my one test is not profitable yet at all. But that's not the purpose, in my opinion. The purpose is to test these things out, try and support the ecosystem with some extra trades. And if you can break even or become profitable long-term with this, even better, right? But if you can support the ecosystem and learn more about trading, that's probably a little more helpful for you as an individual. So that is the majority of what I wanted to go over for the day. Now, I'm going to keep this strategy open for at least a week. So next Monday, I'm going to go through this again and showcase how it worked. Next Monday, I'll also be showcasing the Meta Pool rewards. So I want to showcase how much rewards we get. So now it's saying it should be a bit higher, 3S tenure. So that's the idea. So time until payment, 7 days left. So hopefully I can show this on the stream in 7 days. And also next week I'd like to start. I'll definitely showcase the Near Antigua grant proposal and how we went about formulating that. And I'll try and share the dashboard throughout the week as well. But thank you everyone for coming out to the stream, for Chloethedev Unfiltered MetaPool Mondays. I'm probably also going to be completely randomly showing some more information about Minsta on Mintbase during these streams on Mondays. So it'll be a bunch of stuff showcased. But thank you, Claudia, as well, for coming on as like content creator support for these streams. Very excited to have some of this information, cut down to bite-sized, edited content, so the community can, be edified with that information. At the end of my streams, I always generally I generally kind of slowly unwind what's being shown. So that is it for me, but I will slowly take off my video just so that I don't showcase anything interesting or weird. Also, I will slowly undo my audio. It always takes about 10-15 seconds after I stream for things to actually end, and so I don't want anything important to get cut off. So I will now undo the audio.